The Galactic Council had protocols for everything. First contact procedures, trade negotiations, territorial disputes, and most importantly, subjugation assessments. When the long-range scouts reported a new species called humans in the outer rim territories, Admiral Vex of the Hegemony Fleet prepared for what he assumed would be another routine conquest. The briefing had been standard. A young species, barely 3 centuries into space travel, confined to a single star system with primitive chemical propulsion. Their largest vessels measured less than 2 kilometers in length. By galactic standards, they were infants playing with toys. "Deploy the standard intimidation formation," Admiral Vex commanded from the bridge of his flagship, the Dominance. Around him, his crew of various alien species worked with practiced efficiency. The Hegemony had perfected this approach over millennia. Arrive with overwhelming force, demand surrender, and integrate the new species into their empire as a client. Race. The human system designated Sol appeared on their screens as 15 Hegemony dreadnoughts dropped out of hyperspace. Each vessel stretched 10 kilometers from bow to stern, bristling with plasma cannons and quantum torpedoes. Their shields could withstand the combined firepower of most planetary defense systems. "Open a channel to the human homeworld," Vex ordered. The communication array locked onto the third planet, a blue-green world teeming with life. The response came faster than expected. Instead of the panicked leaders he anticipated, a calm human voice filled the bridge. "Unknown vessels, this is Admiral Kane of the Sol Defense Force. State your business in our system." Vex's mandibles clicked in amusement. "I am Admiral Vex of the Galactic Hegemony. Your species has been selected for integration into our empire. Surrender now, and your people will be treated as valued subjects. Resist, and face annihilation." There was a pause before Kane responded. "We decline your generous offer. You have 30 minutes to leave our system peacefully." The bridge erupted in alien laughter. Vex's tactical officer, a reptilian creature named Gorth, wiped tears from his scaled cheeks. "Admiral, their entire fleet consists of maybe 50 vessels. Our smallest escort could eliminate them all." "Scan their ships more thoroughly," Vex commanded, still chuckling. "I want to see what these humans consider warships." The results appeared on the main display. The human vessels were indeed small by galactic standards, but something about their configuration troubled the science. "Officer, Dr. Yila. Admiral, these readings are unusual. Their power signatures don't match their apparent size." "Explain." "Their reactors are producing energy levels comparable to our cruisers, but they're somehow containing it in much smaller hulls. And these weapon arrays." She paused, her tentacles writhing nervously. "I've never seen anything like them." Vex dismissed her concerns with a wave. "Primitive species often build inefficient systems. Their weapons are probably crude kinetic launchers." As the 30-minute deadline approached, Admiral Kane's voice returned. "Last warning, leave now or face the consequences. Begin the attack." Vex ordered, "Target their largest vessels first. Make it quick." The Hegemony dreadnoughts opened fire, sending waves of plasma bolts toward the human formation. The aliens expected to see the primitive ships vaporized instantly. Instead, something impossible happened. The human vessels simply vanished. "Where did they go?" Vex shouted, his voice cracking with confusion. Before anyone could answer, proximity alarms screamed throughout the Hegemony fleet. The human ships had somehow appeared among them, moving at velocities that should have been impossible. They weren't using conventional engines at all. "Admiral." Gorth's voice was high with panic. "They're using some kind of spatial distortion drive. They can manipulate spacetime itself." The first human ship to fire was barely 800 meters long, a fraction of the size of the Dominance. Its weapon didn't look like much, a simple barrel extending from the bow. But when it fired, reality seemed to bend. The projectile moved at a significant fraction of light speed, striking the hegemony cruiser Retribution amidships. The alien vessel, protected by shields that could deflect stellar flares, simply ceased to exist. There was no explosion, no debris field. One moment it was there, the next it wasn't. What kind of weapon can do that? Dr. Yila whispered. Her answer came as more human ships opened fire. Relativistic kinetic rounds, each one carrying the destructive force of a small star. The hegemony's advanced shields, designed to stop energy weapons, were useless against projectiles moving at such incredible speeds. 3 more dreadnoughts vanished in seconds. Then 5. The humans moved through the alien formation like phantoms, their impossible drives allowing them to appear anywhere instantly. Every shot they fired was perfectly calculated, every target eliminated with ruthless efficiency. "Retreat!" Vex screamed. "All ships retreat." But retreat proved impossible. The humans had somehow disabled their hyperspace engines with targeted electromagnetic pulses. The mighty hegemony fleet, which had conquered 1,000 worlds, found itself trapped and helpless. In less than 10 minutes, 12 of the 15 dreadnoughts were gone. The remaining 3, including Vex's flagship, hung dead in space, their crews too terrified to move. Admiral Kane's voice filled the bridge once more, but now it carried a weight that made even the veteran conquerors tremble. "You came here expecting to find primitives. Instead, you found humans. We've been watching your empire for decades, studying your technology, learning your weaknesses. Did you really think a species that survived 10,000 years of warfare on a single planet would be easy prey?" Vex's voice was barely a whisper. What are you?" "We're the species that split the atom for weapons before we used it for power. We're the people who built machines capable of ending all life on our world, then pointed them at each other for 50 years without blinking. We turned our entire moon into a fortress and our asteroid belt into a minefield. Every human child learns tactics before they learn to read." The truth hit Vex like a physical blow. The hegemony had always conquered civilizations that had achieved space travel through peaceful means, species that had to be taught warfare. They had never encountered a race that had been forged in the crucible of constant conflict. "Your empire ends here," Kane continued. "Spread the word to your galactic council. Humanity claims this sector of space. Any who approach with hostile intent will share your fate." As the surviving hegemony ships limped away, their hyperspace engines mysteriously restored, Admiral Vex understood that everything had changed. The galaxy's newest species had just rewritten the rules of engagement. Behind them, the human fleet reorganized into defensive positions, ready for whatever came next. The Sol system had become a fortress, and its guardians were unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. The age of easy conquest was over.